Welcome back to Winton Motor Raceway, the 2021 My Bike Motorcycle Insurance Australian Superbike Championship. We are getting ready for the third and final race for the Blue Crew Oceania Junior Cup. It's been an exciting weekend for the new riders in this championship, and also the veterans that are coming back, some of them back for their third year. And Varus Fleming, that rider that's been back for 3 years, has been going incredibly well this weekend on bike number 35. Bit of a change this weekend. We're very privileged to be joined in the commentary box by Damien Cudlin, the mentor for the Blue Crew Oceania Junior Cup. Good to see you back in the commentary, Damien, but they're getting ready for a start in Oceania Junior Cup.
Yeah, look, thanks for having me. Watch this one. Cameron Swain is the one to watch. The kid in the yellow helmet, number 26. He had an absolutely cracking weekend so far, and he's got off to another great start there, hasn't he?
Yep, Blue Crew Oceania Cup is go, go, go as they make their way down into turn 1 and 2 for the first time through the spokes.com.au S's. And I think if the rest of the weekend's anything to go by, that'll be the last time they see Cameron Swain on board bike number 26. Although Nate O'Neill, got to be pretty impressed with that young man on board bike number 65. I think he had a couple of rounds last year, but this is his first full year in the championship. He's been very impressive.
He has been impressive, and I'll tell you what, I think he's been listening to me, because I told him to really put his head down and try to sink his teeth into Cameron. The only way he's going to take it to Cameron Swain this weekend is if he can hang on the back in those first couple of laps. If he manages to do that, this class, the slipstream, makes such a huge difference. So if Cameron can break that slipstream, that's his chance to get away. If Nate can hang on, then it's anyone's race.
Varus Fleming sitting there in third place on board bike number 35. As we make our way through the S's, this massive field, 18 riders out there competing for the Blue Crew Oceania Cup Junior Championship. Just speaking of the championship, and this is the third year of the championship now, you've got to be pretty happy to see the riders that have come through the championship making their way through this class into Supersport 300. And Carter Thompson, who's been part of your team this year and part of the Blue Crew Oceania Junior Cup in the last couple of years, completely dominating the R3 Cup and Supersport 300 races.
It's great to see, isn't it? And, I said in the beginning that it takes a couple of years to see the fruit from this, and you can see that now from Carter Thompson, the way he's dominated this weekend in the 300 class. But not just Tom. You've got Carter, you've got Tom Drain, you've got Benny Baker, you've got all those guys now have come through that junior pathway and are doing a great job. And I'll tell you now, these guys are the names of the future.
So 12-year-old Cameron Swain leads them out of turn 2 now and up over the hill towards Motel Corner on the start of this second lap of the 6-lap journey. Looking back into the field here, we've got a good battle going between Hudson Thompson on board bike number 41, Harrison Watts on 14, Levi Russo on 72, Toby James on 72. We've got one rider off track there.
Yeah, he's doing well to regain that control there, because I can tell you what, running off of the edge of turn 3, there's a huge drop-off, so he's done really well to get it back on track. You spoke just, this kid on screen right now, number 41, Thompson, that name rings a bell. That's the younger brother of Carter. So he's got a rabbit to chase at his household, that's for sure. He puts in just as much training as Carter does, and he'll be one to watch throughout this season, I can tell you.
With a nickname that he calls himself the Hornet, you'd have to say that he's one to watch.
Yeah, look, I mean, he gets a bit of flack from his brother, but it's a pretty good sparring partner to have in the household, isn't it?
I reckon he's doing a great job here. I think he race one round of the Blue Crew Oceania Cup Junior Cup last year, and then this is his first full year?
No, actually, this is his first OJC debut. He does, you'd forget that he's only 11 talking to him. He's got a wise head on his shoulders, but impressive debut so far.
Looking back now at bike number 68, that's Ryan Larkin. Under a fair bit of pressure there from bike number 35, that's Varus Fleming. They make their way out onto the My Bike Motorcycle Insurance straight to complete 2 laps. A 1:44.3, the first lap from Cameron Swain, a 1:45.5 from Nate O'Neill. So he's done a relatively good job to try and stay as close as he can to someone that this weekend has almost been in the class of an untouchable. Yeah,
look, he's clinging on as best as he can, but, Cameron Swain is just grinding away, pulling these tenths, half a second here, half a second there, and he's already built up a 1.8 second lead. I'll tell you, one I want to have a shout out to is this young Riley Nauta. He weighed in at the weigh-in at 37.5 kilograms with all his riding gear on.
I was going to say, did he forget to put some of his limbs on?
The kid is tiny, but you know what? He has no fear. He's throwing that thing around, and this is his first go. And I'll tell you what, he hasn't been road racing for very long. Great dirt tracker as well, so he's got good pedigree. He's a name to watch in this one in the future too.
Right, so keep your eye on the rider on board, bike number 42. Damien Cudlin says, write that name in your little black books. One to watch not only this year, but also in the future as well.
This is a good scrap going on here between Hudson Thompson and Harrison Watts. They were in a bit of a scrap in the last one. You can see there, looks like he was a gear high in that one. You see the difference it makes. You made one gear change error, and you're going to get swamped by 3 or 4 riders.
And it's amazing how these bikes, when you see them on track, someone will overtake using the slipstream, then the other rider will overtake. It's a credit to the way that all the machines are prepared so evenly.
Well, that's the beauty of this class, isn't it? It's parity, you know. Everyone is on exactly the same equipment. Oh, up the inside, there wasn't much racing room there, but he's made it stick, and Hudson's lost another position as a result. But it's not over yet. We're only halfway through this one.
Well, that was an electrifying move from Harrison Watts up the inside there at MA Corner. They come out onto the straight. They haven't been able to get back that advantage that he got through that corner as well. In fact, Hudson Thompson's lost a couple of positions, but his lighter body weight has meant that he's come up now and he's gone past, and he's moved up 2 positions, getting the better of bike number 27, Toby James, on the way into the spokes.com.au S's.
That was well done, that, wasn't it? You know, he lost 2 positions, and rather than panic, he worked on his exit, got a good run into turn 1, and made a great pass into turn 1 there, regained those spots back.
I noticed on, I think it was Friday, after the practice and everything, Damien, all the guys out there having a track walk around. How important is that sort of stuff to get out there on track and walk around with you, an experienced rider? You would have ridden here plenty of times. To get that information, and you can see the guys that are really taking that information in and how they've improved by the end of the weekend. Yeah,
look, absolutely. It's something that I do with the kids at every racetrack that we go to, and it's something that I did myself when I was racing. You know, whenever I'd go to a new circuit, I'd always take the time to walk it, because I really want to be able to pick up, you know, all the potential risks, the bumps in the road, the cracks, and also the other thing I always explain to the kids are the permanent markers that you can use in order to navigate your way around the racetrack. Things you can use to mark as your braking points and tip-in points, gear change points, all that sort of stuff. So, look, it's a huge learning experience. That's what this whole program's about. And you know, I've got to say that the kids are doing a great job, because I know they're listening to me when I'm watching them ride around, because there's a lot of stuff we go over in these 3 days, and you can see them putting it into practice, and that's great.
Well, a big outside move there from bike number 66, Lachlan Moody. He tried to go get the run through those final corners to try and get the better of Toby James. They look like they've just lost touch a little bit with Hudson Thompson and Harrison Watts that are just ahead of them. Everyone's lost touch with this guy, because he is completely dominating the field once again. A 3.9 second lead as they came across the start-finish line after 4 of the 6 laps. He's on his penultimate lap now, Cameron Swain. He has been in a class of his own. He was in the championship last year.
Yep.
He's obviously learned a lot last year, and he's now putting it into practice.
Exactly. I mean, last year I think it was a bit of a learning year. This year he's obviously learnt the craft a bit more. I've got to say, he was at one of our Moto Stars training camps recently, and I saw him on that day, and I thought to myself, look, he is a real dark horse here. Looks like we've got a red flag. Red flag is coming up on the timing here, so I wonder what's happened here.
Yeah, you can see a red flag over there at the end of the S's at Dunlop Corner. So I think with 2/3 race distance gone, we may very well see that race declared, but we'll wait for confirmation of that from race control. Looks like someone else has fallen victim to the turn 2 area this weekend.
Yeah.
So the race has been declared. So Cameron Swain will take the win, 3 from 3. And impressive performance from Cameron Swain on board the 26 machine.
Well, that's 3 out of 3 this weekend for him, and it can't be any better than that. It was a shame to see Hayden Nelson out of it this weekend, because I really thought he was going to take it to them. Of course, he got pole position, and he was leading that race when he lost the front. Unfortunate to be clipped by Cam. They were in close quarters at the time, and he's had a bit of a bump to the head, so he's sitting out this weekend. Hope for a quick recovery, and he'll be back at Wakefield Park. But certainly been a good weekend for Cameron Swain, and got his championship off to a good start, hasn't he?
There you go. Cameron Swain takes the win by 5.8 seconds over Nate O'Neill. Another impressive performance from young Nate on board bike number 65. And Riley Nuada, the man that you said keep your eye on board bike number 42, rounds out the podium. Ryan Larkin on 68 takes 4th. Varus Fleming on bike number 35 takes 5th. And then it was Hudson Thompson, Harrison Watts, Toby James, Levi Russo and Marcus Amod take out the top 10. So congratulations to you and all of the Blue Crew Oceania Cup Junior team, Damien, because it's been an impressive job in the inaugural year 2019, last year in an interrupted 2020, and this year we've got off in great fashion. A brand new big truck and everything as well. The whole system seems to be working very well.
Yeah, look, we're getting better at it too, mate. You know, you've got to work out how things are managed, and we're getting better at that. But every year we're seeing new kids come into the series. This year, I think it's over 50% of the starters this year are brand new riders. So that's fantastic. You can see that the system's working when you see how well they're doing, progressing up into the R3 Cup and 300 Super Sport classes we spoke about before. And I'm looking forward to working with them for the rest of the year too.
And it's been so far this weekend, as we've seen, 3 race wins for Cameron Swain. If we go to Wakefield Park, could be a completely different scenario. Someone else will be good there. As we've seen, what was it last year, Lucas Quinn won 3 races at the first round. I think his combined winning margin across 3 races was less than 0.1 of a second. Yeah,
that's right. You never know what you're going to get in the Oceania Junior Cup. And generally speaking, this has probably been the most drawn-out victory we've seen because in all the other rounds, it's been really, really hard to get away. You know, the slipstream makes such a big difference. Yep. And anyone in that top 5 or 6 riders can, throw their hat in the ring. So looking forward to see what Wakefield Park's going to throw up for us.
Well, that's the exact point that Steve and I made in the television coverage, that it was very unusual. As we watch the highlights now for race number 3 of the Blue Crew Oceania Junior Cup, and off the start-finish line, as you mentioned, you spoke to Nate O'Neill, told him that he had to try and hang on to Cameron Swain as much as he could over those first couple of laps. That's what he did over the first few corners. The rest of the field made their way through turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, Cameron was just too strong, wasn't he? He didn't put a foot wrong. You could see the way he was hanging on. This young fella did well, didn't he, to hang on out there. Like I said, big drop-off on the outside, but he kept it upright. And this was about the point in the race where Cameron just started to eke out a bit of a gap and break that toe. We saw a bit of action back further in the field with Hudson Thompson, Harrison Watts, as we covered. Toby James had a good weekend too. He was in the mix all 3 races. So yeah, there's a few names in this series that I expect to get better as the series goes on, and hopefully we have some more race winners too.
Well, it looks like Lachlan Moody may have been the rider that was crashed into the air fence there at turn 2. So unfortunately for him, he was having a great ride as well. But yeah, there's plenty of young names in there that we're seeing riders come into the championship for the first time. Got to say that Elijah Andrew has got the wildest hair I've ever seen, and no surprise to see that his nickname is Sideshow Bob.
Yeah, well, there's that's basically putting a picture there, isn't it? I mean, he's a lovely kid too, very, very small too. Him and Riley both the lightweights. They're getting the full fuel loads in this class, but here he is here. Have a look at the size of Riley, would you? I mean, it's an effort on its own just to stand that bike up, isn't it?
We've just seen a very interesting Blue Crew Oceania Junior Cup race. The 3 top riders have made their way to Parc de Mai. They're with Rihanna.
Yeah, they sure are, Phil. Thanks very much. The Blue Crew Oceania Junior Cup race through winners. In 3rd place, we have Riley Nauta. Congratulations, Riley. It's your first weekend in the Oceania Junior Cup. How's it been for you?
Yeah, a lot of ups and downs with the crash on Friday, but finished with another strong position.
Have you enjoyed yourself?
Yes.
Excellent. And you've been on the podium twice in your first national outing, so congratulations. Well done to Riley Nauta in 2nd place. Once again, we've got Nate O'Neill. Congratulations, Nate. Another fantastic weekend of racing for you.
Thank you very much for that.
How's the weekend been?
Very good. I'm very happy with my position. First podium in OJC, so I'm very happy with that.
A really strong start to your season. Congratulations, Nate O'Neill, and taking out the victory. He's been very dominant all weekend. Cameron Swain, congratulations, Cam. Outstanding racing this weekend. Well done.
Yeah, I've had so much fun here at Winton with the OJC crew. I'd just like to thank all the sponsors once again. Racondi, Pirelli, AGV, Olin's, TCX. Just without everyone, we couldn't do do this without them. So.
Well done to get all your sponsors out. Congratulations on a fantastic start to the season and, of course, taking out the round win. There you are, your Race 3 podium winners, Cameron Swain, Nate O'Neill and Riley Nauta.
Thanks very much, Rihanna. Congratulations to our top three. Cameron Swain, what a weekend. A perfect score, 75 points, 3 race wins, and he takes the round win for the first time in 2021.